Hello folks, now we're talking about, well, we're talking about Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star shoes. When I watch a couple of videos made by a preacher, he's talking about Converse Chuck Taylor All-Stars. Back then they used to manufacture it here in the United States. But I don't know, for some of you, I don't know, for people in Japan, do you have any Converse Chuck Taylor All Stars that are made in Korea from one time? Probably they did made them in Korea, but I don't know. There were Japanese made ones, but after that we're going to do this. When people try to buy, oh yes, I want to buy my favorite shoes. But damn, they don't have white foot sizes. Yes, that's what it is. Chuck Taylor's white foot. For people that have white feet, there is I think there is no models for white foot. After all, Converse is a shoe well known for basketball shoes from 70 years. Nike has bought them, but now with this sellout, because I made videos about the JAFTA, Japan Free Trade Agreement, Converse could fall in the line too. But also what it is that it is time to have them in the public, and for white foot people out there, people with white feet, it's time to say, look, oh, it's awesome, they got white feet, Converse All-Stars. Yes, I think it is time. The main thing is the sellout is that Nike and Adidas, two of the biggest companies regarding in that kind of issue, are the only ones that is saying, okay, let's make basket. Fila's was an Italian company. Still, it started in Italy, but they sold it they moved to Korea. But the reason is that Converse, as an American company, even though it's owned by Nike, I think we have to lose it. We gotta lose it to another company. I mean, it is the reason why to be innovated. I had a video that I made about the Shoguns, Converse Shogun shoes. Is lighter than the Adidas lightweight or light or whatever they claim to be. And then you have weapons, and LeBron James could wear these Shoguns, even Wade, because I know what it is. The reason is because Nike have to sell the Converse to one particular company, and that particular company, I know it is not from the United States, because even though it's well known for baseball equipment, usually baseball equipment, right, and golf equipment. Now we're getting into the basketball equipment. Now we have seen a great purchase of the Converse shoe company. Why? Because you have innovation, and you have innovation, and you have competition, and you have the fears of that Converse were the first ones, then being owned by another company. Even though with the JAFTA thing is besides the bringing high-speed trains from Japan to the United States and exporting American goods to Japan. Also, Converse will be in the line of purchasing, even though you have to sign the petition. If you see the JAFTA videos of the JAFTA petition, or write to the White House, or write to President Obama, or later on who might be the president nowadays, about the JAFTA petition, you know. But this is regarding not just because of JAFTA, this is regarding Converse to be on sale. I think Nike has to sell Converse. I think Converse needs to eat Nike's lunch, because it is necessary to eat Nike's lunch, because the company that needs to buy the Converse brand is called Mizuno. You heard of Mizuno, right? It's a Japanese company. And anyway, then I'm wearing All-Stars. I'm wearing blue Chuck Taylors, and I am 10 and a half. See that? 10 and a half, 12 and a half for women. Well, as it is, these are models made in China. This is made in Vietnam. This model's made in Vietnam. This is one of my black shoes. They're good for working out. They're good workout shoes. Let me tell you that. You know, besides being casual, they're good workout shoes. You know, I go to the gym with those. So, after all, you have you have to have these ankle support or back spine special ankle support Converse All-Stars. This is where they have the purchase. Even though they're not gonna be going to be made in the USA, but definitely the quality would be in there. And I think the only country in Asia to freaking make them with the same quality specifics through this better, more resistant American-made Converse All-Stars would be Japan. The only thing is, it won't have the made in the USA in the back, even though the rubber is kind of like saying, yeah, it's kind of more like a plastic or something like that, cheesy rubber, but good material rubber. Now that's hard to find. I think the Japanese is the only Asian country to do that. Korea ain't gonna make it. Just Japan. You know. It is like, this is where I get those arc support technology for, you know, people with have flat foot. These are like special arc support for back and all that stuff. You know, and you have this version, you have the wide foot version of the All-Stars, you know, wide feet, you know. In right here, size 11 is in my other shoes. Actually, I'm a size 29. You heard of, I don't know if you heard in Japan, size 29. But for one particular vlogger that I don't know how cool videos. You're such a cool chick, and I tell you what, I think, I don't know if you're 6.5 wide or 5.5 wide. I don't know what it is. I'm just guessing. You probably could be size 6 wide or 7 wide in other shoes. You know, women's size, a women's 6.5, a women's 6, or women's 7 wide feet. These would be the first pair of white foot Converse All-Stars. You know, great purple All-Stars. I don't know if you like purple shoes, but I think purple All-Stars would be awesome on white feet. You know, these are like the first pair of Converse All-Stars after the purchase of the Mizuno company. Even though they will make weapons and all these other basketball shoes, but we're just talking about the All-Stars, right? The only thing is, as you see, this is the shoe. How you made it. This is what I call, I'm a size 29. Actually, this one in the US is actually a size 10.5. Right through the bottom of this shoe, if I show you right here, the only difference this pencil was made in France. So yes, it is made in France. But from here, these are just regular. These are like regular size. Wide feet would be from here might be wrong, but here we go. This is regular, but from wide feet it has to be from here. Alright. Alright. Okay. Here we go. From here to here, this is a wide foot. The difference is, this is how it is for the person with wide feet. Of wide foot Chuck Taylors, wide foot Chucks. Same design. The only difference is, see this? This is for wide feet. This is an example that the first All-Stars, especially these are like regular All-Stars. This is my size 29 US 10.5 black Chuck Taylor All-Stars. And this right here is actually, could be, I don't know, for one particular vlogger that I'm saying, that's your, because I will tell you, regular, like these newer ones, like this one is made in Vietnam. These are made in China. But regulars like this one, newer ones, when Mizuno buy them and have a Nike and Adidas or run for its money, and when that Nike will eat everybody, that Converse will eat everybody's lunch when it's under the Mizuno umbrella in basketball. But these are the casual ones. They might be made in Japan, because the made in Japan ones will be the only Asian manufactured ones that perform with the same better quality rubber. This is just like, this is not good as the American made ones, and very comfortable, better constructed as the American made ones are the ones that are made in Japan. And they will say underneath the heel, this one just say Converse, but underneath the heel it might say made in Japan, on the wide and on the regular. This is what it is. This is mine. But I think, what is it, Yoko? I mean, I don't know, was your size 5.5, 6 US, but 5.5 or 6.5 or 7 7 in other shoes, but in the All-Star, we're talking about All-Stars, a women's 5.5 or 6.5 wide feet, purple All-Stars. This is your foot. I don't know what size you are, but this is your wide feet, and this is mine. This is my foot. This, I mean, with your dog Taro, I don't know, we going around with your brand new purple Chuck Taylors. If you like a high top or high top and low top purple Chuck Taylor All Stars Whitefoot version will be sold in Japan, buying for their local market, locally made Chucks. Alright? This is your foot for Random Yoko. This is mine. This is 12.5 in women's, 10.5 in men's, size 29. That's how it is between my foot and your foot. My Chuck and your brand new Chucks. Yoko from Random Yoko. I mean Yoko from Random Yoko. And everybody else, what else? What else this? Oh, my hand. Oh, my stepdad hates All-Stars, but I think they might have Chucks on his size too as well. 8.5, I might say, wide. You know, and this is what it is. That difference between the feet, and there is like this is what it is. You know, probably these Shogun basketball shoes might be in wide, or weapons in wide, or the other ones, whatever the name is, when Mizuno buys Converse or purchase Converse from Nike, because that will be a better idea to Converse be on top of Nike and everybody else, you know. But in the casual market now, or like I've used those for working out, when these pairs are manufactured in Japan, then the Jap Chucks, call it Jap Chucks, will have, or might be good as the American made ones, or better, you know. It's like, I'm just saying, the Whitefoot Chuck Taylor All Stars is a new entry for people with wide feet. You know, it's like, the thing is like, it will be like this. The first Whitefoot pair will be purple. You know, this will be first solely sold in Japan, but even though regular ones will be sold here, you know, the first shipment of Whitefoot Chuck Taylor's Converse Chuck Taylor's All Stars will be sold in Japan. The first pair would be purple, and it will be sold in some stores in Fukuoka. But even though it might be selling worldwide, you know, regular and white feet Chucks, you know, that's what it is. Because I'm telling, for the person that I told you, I don't know what size you are, because I'm a size 29, 10.5 in the Chuck Taylors here in the US. I don't know if you're 5.5 or 6.5. That means in women's, that means a woman's, in other shoes, a woman's 6 or woman's 7s, but in the white feet, you know, this is what it is. I think what it is for people understanding about what is JAFTA petition, is please sign out the JAFTA petition, even though your Chucks won't be manufactured in the USA, as long as if a Japanese company buy it and sees what's the expectations to bring manufacturing back in the US, you know. But also what it is that these Whitefoot Chucks will be manufactured in Japan, and all those Chucks will be manufactured in Japan. I mean, Chuck Taylor All Stars, Mizumi buys it from Nike, and then what it is like, I'm saying Whitefoot Chuck Taylor All Stars. I mean Converse Whitefoot Chuck Taylor All Stars. I think this would be a good idea because I know what it is. This would be me. I'm just working out. These are like I hang out. Sometimes I work out with these. These I work out with these. Alright? Well, this chick, if she buys her purple, white feet All Stars, might be playing the piano. Her foot in the closet. I mean, somewhere in some hotel room, there's a piano. Might be walking Taro, her dog, when he gets older. That's her foot. This is the first customer they're gonna buy a pair of purple, white feet Converse Chuck Taylor All Stars in her size, and that's my foot. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you to write any comments about it, about Converse Chuck Taylor's white foot size All Stars. The first pairs will be purple. That means the first purple pair. I don't know if you like purple, for one person that likes purple. The first pair of white foot purple Chuck Taylor's All Stars by Converse. It will be sold in a store in Japan. It will be sold in Fukuoka, Japan. That's the first place we can sell it, but then it will be sold worldwide. But even though, and also you're gonna have the ankle support All Stars. The ankle support All Stars is like when you have they have one in the older American made ones, but these ankle support All Stars is for somebody to have a flat foot, or they have good ankle support, or good ankle posture support, approved by the chiropractic associations of any part of the world. You have a good support for the back and not to be bent over, whatever. These also will be made in Japan, but you know, these are like, yeah, it's for casual, but you have to have people with the back, and you have to have the ankle support and the All Stars, ankle support All Stars, and they have them might say ankle support for back, or approved by chiropractitioners worldwide, because you have this support for the back and all that stuff. Because I think you need those type of shoes also. Special Converse All Stars come in regular and white foot versions. Even my stepdad will buy the white foot versions in his size, but after all, that's all what I can tell you, folks. So please leave your comments below, and thank you so much. Bye everybody, and peace out. So that's my foot. That's my foot. 29 and a half. So this one woman. Hey man, I don't know if that's your girl. That's your girl's Chucks. Matt Rose, I think. I don't know if you still with her, but that's her foot. White feet. So long, everybody.